Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Dana with the Data. Yes. Now, before we get started, please hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure you get in that comment section and let me know what you think of this video. So let's get into it. The Fugees rapper who helped steal billions. We're talking about Pras Michel. Shocking downfall. Yes. So, Grammy-winning rapper who once topped the charts with Killing Me Softly just got sentenced to 14 years in prison. But this isn't about drugs or violence. This is about one of the most insane financial conspiracies in modern history. Pras Michel, or should I say Michelle, didn't just make music with the Fugees. He helped a Malaysian billionaire steal billions from an entire country, funnel illegal money to Barack Obama's campaign, and party with Leonardo DiCaprio using stolen funds. But here's the twist. The mastermind behind all of this is still free. Yeah, lock up the black man. But the real culprit, who is non-black and Asian, is free, hiding somewhere in the world with a completely different face. This is a story of how hip-hop, Hollywood, and international crime collide in the most expensive way possible. So let me take you back to the 90s. The refugees were massive. Pras Michel, or Michelle, alongside Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean, dominated the music scene. Their album, The Score, went multi-platinum, toured the world, selling out arenas, and they seemed unstoppable. But by 2009, the group had broken up, and Pras was looking for his next move. That's when he met someone who would change everything. A young Malaysian businessman named Jho Low. Now, Jho Low wasn't just any businessman. This guy was throwing $10 million birthday parties, gifting Picassos to Leonardo DiCaprio, and dating supermodels. He seemed to have unlimited money. But here's what nobody knew at the time. Every single dollar was stolen. Low had positioned himself as an advisor to Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund called 1MDB, One Malaysia Development Berhad. This fund was supposed to develop Malaysia, build infrastructure, and help the people. Instead, Low systemically stole $4.5 billion, and he needed help moving the money without getting caught. So here comes Barack Obama. In 2012, Barack Obama was running for re-election. Campaign donations were pouring in from across America. But some of that money wasn't from Americans at all. Prosecutors proved that Pras helped funnel over $21 million of Jho Low's stolen Malaysian money into Obama's campaign. But here's the thing. Foreign nationals can't donate to U.S. political campaigns. It's completely illegal. So they created what's called a straw donor scheme. Low would give money to American citizens who would then donate to Obama's campaign in their own names. Pras helped orchestrate this entire operation. But the political donations were just the beginning. Low was using stolen Malaysian money to live like a king. They co-founded Pictures and helped fund The Wolf of Wall Street, a movie about financial fraud, ironically funded by financial fraud. The U.S. government later seized the profits. Leonardo DiCaprio received millions in gifts, including Marlon Brando's actual Oscar, When the investigation started, Leonardo DiCaprio, he cooperated fully and he returned everything. Yeah. He wasn't trying to risk his reputation and career. You also had supermodel Miranda Kerr. She got an $8 million jewelry, including 11.72 carat heart-shaped diamond necklace. She gave it all back too. Britney Spears was paid $1 million to sing at Low's birthday party. This wasn't just money laundering. This was buying influence, access, and silence on a global scale. But the story doesn't end with Obama. When Trump became president, Pras and Low saw a new opportunity. Prosecutors proved that Pras worked as an unregistered agent for China, trying to get the Trump administration to extradite Chinese descendant named Gou Wengui, Guowengui, however you pronounce that, back to China. Pras had meetings with high-level Trump officials. We're talking about people like Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, and Jeff Sessions. Yeah. He was trying to use his celebrity status and Low's money to influence U.S. foreign policy. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, come on. You're a rapper. One of the most insane allegations, Low gave Pras $20 million just to get a photograph with President Obama. $20 million for a photo. The government's case was that Pras was essentially the middleman, taking stolen money from Malaysia, funneling it into American politics, and helping foreign governments influence U.S. policy.
Okay, some news just breaking to us in the last couple of minutes. A former member of the Fugees has been convicted of 10 finance-related federal charges, including money laundering and campaign finance violations. You probably remember the Fugees, 90s, Pras Michel. He was part of it with Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean. But Michel has now been found guilty of using illegally obtained money to get closer to former President Obama during his 2012 campaign and using millions more to bankroll an expensive lifestyle. NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos joins me now. We have laid out the charges against Pras Michel, now found guilty. And the details here are pretty interesting. Talk us through it and your reaction to what we're learning in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, this may be colored by the fact that I am a defense attorney and I actually recently defended money laundering charges in federal court. And money laundering charges are very broadly written as a statute and can be, in my opinion, relatively easy for the government to prove. But in addition, you have FARA violations. That involves an agent of a foreign. Yeah, exactly. It's a law that prohibits, or I should say requires at least registration if you're working on behalf of a foreign national. It's the kind of thing that became widely learned or known during the Paul Manafort era several years ago. But I would argue before that, there were not a lot of regular citizens that knew about FARA, and there weren't a whole lot of FARA violation prosecutions in this country going back a couple decades. So it's not something that's generally known. That's why I think it's a possibility this defendant probably really didn't know that the mere distinction that he was doing the bidding of a foreign national as opposed to somebody else made such a difference. Just to give you an example, one of the allegations was that one of his co-defendants, a foreign national, gave this defendant $20 million to get a photograph with President Obama. Now, if it didn't involve a foreign national and it didn't involve President Obama, if somebody gave me $20 million to get a photograph with Hallie Jackson, I would take that money. It would be lawful, and I wouldn't tell Hallie Jackson how much I was getting paid. And I would definitely try to get that picture done, and it wouldn't be a violation. The existence of that political angle and the foreign national is what makes some of these things criminal. A lot of citizens don't know it.
By 2018, the walls were closing in. The FBI raided properties connected to the scheme. Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, who had helped Low access the 1MDB fund, was voted out of office and eventually sentenced to prison. When they raided Najib's properties, they found $273 million in cash. Who keeps that amount of money in cash in their house? Like, that's probably had to cover a whole floor, right? 12,000 pieces of jewelry, 567 luxury handbags. It was the biggest asset seizure in Malaysian history. Hell, it probably was the biggest seizure in American history. But Pras trial was unlike anything we've seen before. The witness list included like a Hollywood party guest list. Leonardo DiCaprio, he testified. Martin Scorsese, Britney Spears could all potentially testify. Leonardo definitely testified. In April of 2023, after a month-long trial, Pras was convicted on all 10 charges: money laundering, campaign finance violations, acting as an unregistered agent, foreign agent, conspiracy. The trial even had a bizarre twist. Pras' own defense attorney used an AI program to help write his closing arguments, and it backfired spectacularly. The AI-generated content was so bad that Pras tried to get a new trial, claiming his lawyer was incompetent. I'm sorry. If you finally realized that you had an incompetent lawyer, right? How dumb can you be? You had a man give you $20 million and you didn't have enough common sense to hire a top-notch attorney. You hired an attorney that went to AI for closing remarks. And that is actually becoming a common pattern in the legal field. So fast forward to this week, Pras was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison.
Jailed here. He is due to surrender to authorities on January 27th.
Prosecutors asked for life in prison, the kind of sentence usually served for drug cartel leaders and terrorists. His defense attorney called the 14-year sentence completely disproportionate to the offense and announced they're appealing both the conviction and the sentence. But here's what's really crazy. While Pras heads to prison, the mastermind Jho Low is still free. Yes. Low is believed to be hiding in China under state protection. Intelligence sources says he had extensive plastic surgery to change his appearance. New nose, new chin, even the shape of his eyes. He's recycled through at least 5 different identities with authentic-looking passports. His disguise is reportedly so good that facial recognition systems can't track him anymore. Now you have to understand, China is very high when it comes to technology, very advanced in technology. So if he's under China's protection, they're going to make sure that his face is not going to be recognized in any facial recognition system in the world. But let's step back and think about what this really means. While Jho Low was spending $10 million on birthday parties and Pras was helping him buy political influence, Malaysia public hospitals were facing budget cuts. The $4.5 billion was supposed to build schools, hospitals, and infrastructure for Malaysian people. Instead, it funded Hollywood movies and political campaigns. See, when we see these big schemes, billion-dollar scheme, multi-million-dollar schemes, we're only looking at the people who get caught, the criminals. We need to start understanding that behind this corruption are actual vulnerable human beings who relied on that money. There are people in Malaysia who need proper hospitals and resources. Even when we look at the Madoff scam here in America, there were a lot of senior citizens that were wiped out. So we always forget about the true victims, and these are the people behind the money that money was supposed to help. Today, there's actually a crypto bounty platform called Where is Jho Low that's crowdsourcing the search for him. Regular people are analyzing blockchain transactions, scanning party photos, and cross-referencing flight data. They got too much time on their hands. It's like the internet decided that if the government can't catch them, they will. And you know what? Maybe they will. This case shows us how modern corruption works. It's not just about briefcases full of cash anymore. It's about shell companies, cryptocurrency, private jets, and using celebrity culture to launder reputation along with money. So Pras went from Grammy-winning artist to federal prisoner. His story is a reminder that fame and success don't make you immune to consequences of your choices. But the real tragedy isn't one rapper's downfall. It's the billions stolen from people who needed it the most, and the way our political system can be manipulated by foreign money. Jho Low is still out there somewhere, probably with a new face, living under the protection of authoritarian regimes such as China. The question is, will he ever face justice? But my question is, would China ever give him up for a price? So what do you think about this case? Should Pras have gotten life in prison like prosecutors wanted, or is 14 years appropriate? Do you think Jho Low will ever be caught? Let me know in the comment sections below. If you found this story crazy as I did, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the intersection of celebrity, politics, and crime. I'm thinking about doing a video on how cryptocurrency is being used to hunt international fugitives. That would be wild, right? Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Dana with the Data, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.